This may hurt some small blockers' feelings on Bitcoin, so you may want to stop watching now if that's you. So, overall, this past week, we just had a absolute pandemonium crisis on the small block side of Bitcoin, the BTC chain, from something called this Runes protocol, it's basically a NFT, kind of like Ethereum has had on BTC Bitcoin, the Bitcoin Core version. As of now, we're almost 4 or 5 days into it now. It looks like the transaction fees have not subsided on BTC, nor has the speed of these transactions. So we've got a bottleneck, and people who have paid, like, let's say $5 in transaction fees, $10, $20 in transaction fees, even more, they still haven't gotten their transactions processed, and they're just kind of stuck over there. They don't know if they're going to get it done or not. On Friday, when this launched, the transactions fees went up to $500 for to get things done on buying a cartoon meme coin on Bitcoin Core. A cartoon guy with a freaking ice cream cone on his head, with a smiling face. That's what you're buying, like a garbage pail kid. It's kind of how I had when I was a kid. So here we are now, about 5 or 6 days into it. And if you're a small blocker and you don't realize there's a freaking problem, a major backlog problem in your face right now, then I don't know what to tell you, because apparently the solution is, by the Bitcoin Core team, is to call these transactions spam and try to not process these or encourage the miners not to process these transactions. How is that free market for you, Bitcoin Core? Don't process people's transactions because you don't like the way they're done. What is this? Some sort of a, dictatorship? This problem has already long been solved. It's long been solved, and it can be easily fixed through a couple lines of code. If you're a smart programmer or miners, you just switch to the SHA-256 chain over to the big blocks, where all the transactions can run freely, and we can be open and free, and we don't have to hate each other and be at each other's throat. We can all just be living in peace and harmony and be on the big block chain of Bitcoin, for whatever you want to call it. I don't really care what you call it, because the name is freaking dead and gone as BSV, as we talked about in the San Francisco conference. That name is gone. But I'm talking about the big giant block Bitcoin, whether it's going to be called Bit or if it's going to be called something else. It ain't going away, man. And it solves all of these problems. These overall, this outlook, that's this Runes protocol has done on the bright side. It has made a lot of smart people, a lot of Ethereum people, Solana people that I've been following, bullish, extremely bullish on this big block Bitcoin. All right. So it's coming to a head right now. Now, I think I was watching a space last night with Jack Liu and listening in, and there's a lot of different theories of how things can play out, and Jack's theory is it could literally happen before you even realize it, hyper-Bitcoinization. And there is a possibility of that, where it just takes enough hash power. If you remember back in 2017, the hash power actually stopped mining on the Bitcoin Core side, and it switched over to the Bitcoin Cash side. Something happened in the background. They were able to control it, and the price was at like 3,700, 4,000, and it almost flipped. And at that point, it would have stopped mining on the Bitcoin Core side. It actually did stop mining, technically. Somehow it was able to switch around. So there could be some manipulation going on with some of these big, huge companies that could prevent that from happening. But that is a possibility that it literally could flip that fast. Once the people realize, and it's really just it's the masses. It's not the Bitcoin Core. It's not these big institutions. It's the people. Once the people realize that, the ones who actually want to use Bitcoin for what it was made to be, which is peer-to-peer cash, once they realize that they've had enough, they just want to use it, and they want to use it cheaply, fastly, and efficiently. If it's to buy degen meme coins, fine, so be it. That's a free market. That's what they want to buy. They want to buy a cartoon with a guy with an ice cream cone on his head, for 5 cents, or actually $500 on the Bitcoin Core side. That's fine. Buy it. It's free market. But they will eventually find out, once the people find out that the big block side of Bitcoin is completely open, wide open for business. It's all going to flip, man. I just don't see anywhere. I don't see how it just makes things so bullish around around this. It's just more bullish than ever, because I genuinely, honestly, with a very open mind, went to the BTC Core and I had Bitcoin in a wallet. I mean, I had it on Genesis. I put it over to the Xverse or the Unisat wallets, and I had things sitting there ready to go. And I went on to buy some of the meme coins, and I just couldn't swallow the transaction fees, man. The transaction fees, buying a cartoon for that, when I'm thinking I can buy the big block Bitcoin version for what, $70, and I can't even buy that in transaction fees. I'm like, what's going on, man? There's something extremely wrong with the situation. So it's only a matter of time before people start finding out and realizing that the man behind the curtain's got no clothes on, man. He's bare, he's naked. It's got the Bitcoin name, but it ain't nothing like Bitcoin. It's something else. So, all right. If you like this video, hit the like button. Be sure to share the video, get the word out there. We're still following the trial of Satoshi trial. I'm getting word that there's going to be some sort of surprises coming out in the written order when it does come out here shortly, and I'll definitely be covering that. Apparently, and I have no proof of this, but apparently Dr. Wright did satisfy the court's order that he did put the money into the court. So therefore, they're not going to go ahead and look at his Bitcoin wallet addresses from the original Satoshi era stuff. So apparently that's the hearsay stuff I'm hearing. I have no written order on that yet, or that it's been done. So that's coming. I never heard back from Calvin Ayre's assistant. He's not taking any calls or messages, or they're not taking any calls or messages from me, or apparently anybody else. I've talked to the people as well. So I don't know what the status is on that. People have asked. And I do have just a massive amount of things on my plate right now, just absolutely crushing it, dude, in the way of just exciting times. Never been more exciting. I want to thank Jack Liu and these other guys who are doing these spaces to help keep the mindset and the vibes as to what's going on. And, I don't need to be sugarcoated nothing. I don't want to sugarcoat something to the people here who watch my channel either. Just tell it like it is and let people decide for themselves, but go ahead and try using it. Try using this Bitcoin Core BTC version and see if you want to pay the transaction fees. This is what drove me away from Ethereum in 2017. When I first started on Ethereum, I left because of the same reason. So it seems like a lot of people are going to be in that same boat. History is going to repeat itself. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bells. I'll see you at the top. This is Gavin Mehl.